In 1901, sponge divers searching the seafloor near a small Greek island pulled something strange from a Roman shipwreck. At first glance, it looked like nothing more than a corroded lump of bronze and wood. But when researchers began cleaning it, gears started to appear. Dozens of them. Tiny bronze gear wheels, carefully cut with teeth so precise they looked like parts from a modern clock. The object came to be known as the Antikythera mechanism, named after the island where it was discovered. And the moment scientists realized what it actually was, history had a problem. Because the Antikythera mechanism is essentially a mechanical computer, built more than 2,000 years ago. Inside the device are over 30 interlocking gears designed to calculate astronomical positions. Turn a crank, and the gears move in complex ratios that predict the positions of the sun, the moon, and possibly even the planets. They could also track eclipses and the cycles of the Olympic Games. In other words, someone in ancient Greece built a precision astronomical calculator centuries before anything similar appeared again in Europe. For comparison, mechanical clocks using similar gear systems did not appear until around the 14th century. That leaves a gap of over 1,000 years. And that raises an uncomfortable question. If the Greeks could build something this complex in the 2nd century BC, where are the other machines like it? No earlier prototypes have been found. No later versions either. It appears suddenly in the archaeological record, astonishingly advanced, and then disappears completely. Even today, researchers using X-ray tomography are still discovering new features inside the fragments. Tiny inscriptions, hidden dials, gear ratios designed to model astronomical cycles that take decades to complete. Whoever built it understood the heavens with extraordinary precision. But we still don't know who the inventor was, or why this knowledge vanished for more than a millennium. If you walk through the Pantheon, you are standing beneath the largest unreinforced concrete dome ever built. It has stood there for almost 2,000 years. No steel reinforcement, no modern engineering, just Roman concrete. The Roman concrete used by ancient builders has puzzled scientists for decades because, in many ways, it performs better than modern concrete. Modern concrete often begins to crack and deteriorate after 50 to 100 years. Roman harbor structures, however, have been sitting in seawater for 2 millennia, and instead of weakening, they are actually getting stronger. Researchers studying ancient harbor ruins along the Mediterranean discovered something remarkable. When seawater seeps into Roman concrete, it triggers a chemical reaction that forms rare minerals. One of these minerals, tobermerite, slowly crystallizes inside the structure. Those crystals strengthen the concrete over time. In other words, the material heals itself. Modern engineers only recently began experimenting with self-healing concrete. Yet Roman builders were already using a version of this technology 2,000 years ago. Even more surprising is the simplicity of the ingredients. The Romans mixed volcanic ash, lime, and seawater. The ash came from regions around the Bay of Naples. One famous volcano in particular produced the ideal material, Mount Vesuvius. That ash created the chemical reactions responsible for the concrete's durability. But here's the strange part. For centuries after the fall of the Roman Empire, the formula was lost. Medieval builders constructed magnificent cathedrals, but their concrete could not match Roman durability. It took modern scientists almost 2,000 years to fully understand how Roman concrete worked, and we are still trying to recreate it perfectly today. During the medieval Crusades, European knights encountered something on the battlefield that left them both fascinated and deeply unsettled. Warriors from the Middle East carried swords that behaved unlike anything the Europeans had ever seen. According to several historical accounts, these blades could slice through armor, cut helmets, and sometimes even break other swords during combat. Some stories, possibly exaggerated but still widely repeated, claim that a Damascus blade could cut a silk scarf dropped onto its edge, splitting the fabric before it even touched the ground. The metal used to forge these weapons became known as Damascus steel, named after the trading city where many of the blades were sold, Damascus. But what made these swords so extraordinary was not just their strength, it was the balance. Most metals force a compromise. A blade can be extremely hard, which allows it to hold a sharp edge, but that usually makes it brittle. Strike something too hard, and it shatters. Or it can be flexible, able to bend without breaking, but then it loses its cutting power. Damascus blades somehow achieved both. They were hard enough to hold a razor edge, yet flexible enough to bend under stress without snapping. To a medieval warrior, that combination could mean the difference between life and death. Even more mysterious was the blade's appearance. Across the metal surface ran flowing patterns that looked like ripples of water or wood grain frozen in steel. These patterns were not etched decoration added later. They were part of the metal itself, the visible result of the blade's internal structure. For centuries, master swordsmiths guarded the secrets of how these weapons were made. The knowledge passed quietly from teacher to apprentice, generation after generation. But sometime in the 18th century, something strange happened. The method disappeared. The last true Damascus blades were forged, and then the knowledge simply faded. No written instructions survived, no detailed manuals explaining the exact process. Just legends. History often gives us the impression that human knowledge moves in a straight line, from primitive to advanced, from simple to complex. But discoveries like these suggest something very different. Knowledge can be lost. Entire technologies can disappear for centuries. Sometimes the past was not as primitive as we imagine. And sometimes the real mystery is not how ancient people built these things. The mystery is why we forgot how.